guys, it's Friday as promised. I can't get a look on the camera that I like. I know it's better to do this sideways view so that it shows up right on the videos, but it still makes me feel like my face is all wonky and weird. Anyways, I'm still going to do my best. I thought today we'd do something a little bit fun. I was going to tell some stories about my younger childhood. Kind of funny, kind of weird. One of them really surprising. Just a couple of short ones, so I'm not going to be on here for an hour or anything, but just a couple of things I thought you guys might be entertained with. So here goes, and we'll go from there. Okay, so when I was really small, I think 3 to 4 years old, because my mom and my sister's dad were still married. So she was, it was from when she was like born to 1 to 2 years old. We lived in this little town called Los Olivos, California. It's in the San Ynez Valley. And it's actually the town that the original Children of the Corn movie was filmed. I don't know about the sequels, but the very first movie, that tiny little square with the flagpole in the middle and lots of farms, yeah, we lived there. And my mom owned this little video store called Valley Video, and we would, go down to the video store during the day, hang out, walk around the town square. It was a relatively safe little town. Believe it or not, our ranch, we had a big ranch, and the farmers would come let their cattle graze on our ranch, and I think they had an agreement with my mom or something. I'm not exactly sure, but there were definitely cattle grazing on our ranch that were not ours, and we did have horses. We had Tony, Danny, and Zorko, which were the adults. Zorko had 2 different color eyes, and we had the ponies, a Rainbow and Chocolate, because my sister was tiny and they let her name them both. So I hated those names because I tried to be creative even as a little child, or maybe I was just mental even then, I don't know. But we actually shared a fence line with Michael Jackson's Neverland Ranch. So you could actually see in the distance. I mean, you'd have to run all the way to the edge of the property line, which was a long way. I mean, 500 acres is a long way. But if you went in one direction, I mean, it probably took us 10 or 15 minutes to run out there. So it was a little ways. But, the closest side of the house, you could see the Ferris wheel in the distance on the ranch. You could, the peacocks would actually come really close to the fence line, and they would come running. You could hear them, and they would come running up and warble at us through the fence. So it was kind of a cool experience. We never actually saw Michael Jackson except his hand once. His limo was pulling into the ranch, and we had a purple convertible Corvette. My sister's dad liked to buy old cars and fix them up, and then we'd drive them around for a while, and then he would sell them and he'd do it again. So we had a lot of different kind of cool old muscle cars at one point in time or another. And this purple convertible Corvette, because it was a tiny town, we were going for just like a cruise down the road, and we were sitting along, the top was down, and we were sitting along sitting out of the seat along the back top of the car like we were in a parade or something. And we saw his limo going in, so they slowed down, and we honked and waved, and literally the car just came to a complete stop for a second. The window went down, and it was like it took him a few seconds, so I'm thinking he probably put it on for the show, but he was wearing the fingers cut out white rhinestone glove, and his hand came out like that, and he went, and then it went back in again, and the window went up. So yeah, that was all the Michael Jackson sightings we saw, but we're probably one of the only people in America that knows exactly where the Neverland Ranch is, unless you've been there, because of the remoteness of the town and the area. It'll say San Ynez Valley a lot, but it very rarely actually specifically states Los Olivos, California. But yeah, so there's that. So in this little town, one day, me and my brother, my sister was already at the video store with my mom. Me and my brother had gone for a walk to go get some candy or some such, and between the square of storefronts and my mom's video store, there was like a small kind of dirt lot area that you had to walk through to reach the store. And we were walking through that dirt lot area, And I could still describe exactly what this vehicle looked like, because and the people inside, it's still that clear in my memory. Now back then, um, if I was that small, it was just like mid 80s. So stranger danger was just becoming a thing. My brother knew all about it, but I was still pretty small and dumb. And this van pulls up. It was a old panel van. It was blue, like dark blue, but it was like rusted on the edges, messed up paint, kind of like that. So it was like a dull blue. It had a rainbow sticker on the back bumper, on the middle part of the bumper, just a rainbow, and it said something. But at the time, I don't think, if we may or may not have been able to read back then, but I don't remember what it said, if it said anything. And there was a couple in the car. The guy was driving. Sorry, my hand is getting tired, and I couldn't find a place to prop this where it didn't look stupid. The guy was driving, and the lady was in the passenger seat, and they were big, rotund people, greasy, dirty, brown hair on both of them. I mean, they looked like textbook bad parent rednecks, like stereotypes. They were stereotypes. And the guy asked me if I had seen his little dog anywhere, and I started looking around, and he goes, "Well, you don't have to walk. If you guys want to help us look for a dog, you could just get in, and we'll drive around, and you can jump out and look in the bushes and under things for us." And I was like ready to jump in the van, and my brother grabbed me by the hand and started running. And I was so confused, I didn't know what was going on. And he starts screaming, "Help! Help! Help! They're trying to kill us!" And he ran me across the lot in the other direction, because the van was between us and the video store. And there was like this old wood shed kind of off on the outskirts. And it had, piles of wood, and then like this kind of dilapidated roof. And he ran me and pushed me up the pile of wood, and then across onto the roof of the woodshed. And we just stood up there, and my brother was screaming, and I was crying. I didn't know what was going on. And as soon as he said they're trying to kill us, though, it freaked me out. It made me run faster, and they eventually drove off. And I don't really remember what happened after that. I was pretty small, and I'm sure that I remember him taking me across to the video store and yelling to our mom what happened and everything. But I have no idea what happened after that. I was literally almost kidnapped that day, and I believe that because I remember it clear as a day. So then, later on in life, we were up in Tahoe, so I would have been either 3rd, 4th, or 5th grade. I think I was a 5th grader. We actually lived in the same town as J.C. Lee Dugard. We lived I don't know if on the same road itself, but the road came up like a mountain, and it wound around it like this, and the houses were placed, or like that. And the bus stops were pretty far apart on that road, but she was definitely on that same hill further down the road from us. And the morning that J.C. Lee got kidnapped, I walked out to the bus stop first. My brother was behind me, and he got out of the house a minute or two later than me. And I was standing there at the bus stop, and this kind of dark colored, dark gray or black little car pulled up in front of me, kind of like at a diagonal angle. It was maybe 10 feet away, and it started kind of easing closer to me. And the window went down, and he was going to talk to me. The guy inside was going to talk to me. I couldn't really see him, and I was like, and he was speaking low. I think he was trying to get me to come closer to the car. I don't know. And my brother came running down the road, and he was like, he had a sixth sense for this stuff, and protecting me for sure, because he started yelling, "Hey, Crystal, why'd you run away? Why'd you go ahead?" Like, just being obnoxious. And the car like rolled the window back up and just drove off really, really fast. And that same morning at the bus stop, J.C. Lee, who looked, you could take pictures of me at that age and compare them to pictures of her, and it could be the same person. I mean, we could have been sisters. And she was at the bus stop just a mile, maybe a mile and a half down the road, and she got taken that morning. So, yeah, it's a really interesting kind of weird thing because I literally have almost gotten kidnapped twice in my life. Maybe I was just a super attractive kid. I don't know. I don't know. No, I'm just kidding. But um, but yeah, he was definitely looking for a type, and my brother spooked him and freaked him out. And my brother definitely would have grabbed me and put up a fight for sure. And he probably sensed that and took off and went down to someone who was, standing by herself with enough room to grab her. And he obviously got bolder the second time because he just snatched her and went. But he was trying to call me to the car that morning for sure. And I could have been the one that sat in a weird captivity for years and years and years. And it just, it's a weird thing, but it does make you appreciate what you have gone through in life, what you have in life, where you are in life, and what you've managed to accomplish. And I really, really do appreciate those things. I appreciate my sobriety. I appreciate my recovery. I appreciate my life and my kids and everything. Everything. My husband, especially, he's awesome and perfect and wonderful, and everything is just going great right now. And I'm doing my best to get all my realtor stuff set up. Sorry about that. I've apparently reached maximum recording time, which is odd. That means that video is longer than I thought, but doing my best to get my realtor stuff set up. I had a couple of hiccups on my paperwork and stuff, not my license paperwork, just to fill out for my marketing materials and stuff, but I'm getting there, and I will keep you guys posted on how I'm doing with that when I make a little bit more progress. I love you all. I will talk to you next week. It's been nice talking to you. I hope you guys like my stories, and I'll try to think of some more stuff to talk about next week, but I have a lot of stories from when I was young and even, a teenager, and when me and Cash were kids and stuff. So if you guys have any requests, let me know. All right, and I will talk to you guys soon.